What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Batman The Dark Knight Returns Robin figure. Now this is Carrie Kelly as Robin from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. And here we do have Carrie Kelly in the packaging. You can see she does come with her slingshot and the collect and connect piece of Doomsday. We have some really nice artwork of Carrie Kelly right here. On the side, that exact same artwork gives you the description of where she is. Real name, Carrie Kelly. Base of operation, Gotham City. A 13-year-old girl who distracts the mutant leader to help save Batman and later becomes his partner. There's actually more to it, but it is what it is. But anyway, on the back, we see other figures of this line. We have Armored Batman, Robin, Lex Luthor, Supergirl, Mutant Leader, and Superman Doomed. Collecting all 6 figures gives you Doomsday, the new 52 version anyway. Really excited I have this figure in hand, so what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get it opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of the review, so sit tight everyone. So here we have Robin posed and out of the packaging. Before we get on to Robin, let's actually show off her collect and connect piece. We do get the right leg of Doomsday, the new 52 version, and I must say, really looking forward to this guy. Just look at the detail on this bone spur that's coming out of his knee. Can't wait to get Doomsday put together. Moving that off to the side. Now we're here with Carrie Kelly, and we're going to get into her one and only accessory. It is her slingshot. As you can see, it does fit into her hand, but I don't know, the way they molded her hand is that, let's actually zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. It has no exit. There's basically an entry that you can put the slingshot in, but it doesn't go all the way in, and what you have is her just holding the slingshot like that. It's a really nice slingshot, but the only problems I have with it is that, one, she doesn't really hold it all too well, and I'm afraid to even twist it, because that's actually a bad idea. I'll explain that later. But you really can't pose her too well with it. I guess you can kind of get her posed like that and say she's ready to launch it, but then again, I don't know, it just looks bad. And then it is a softer plastic. As you can see, it doesn't take much for me to bend it, so it does warp. It will come warped out of packaging, and then it's probably going to warp when you're messing around with it too. Luckily, she does have some storage for the slingshot right here on the side. The only problem with this storage is that it is a really soft plastic, and if you are aware of putting pieces of plastic into soft, pliable plastic tabs, there's a chance that you can actually rip the tab, which I'm actually scared that putting too much force is going to tear this over time. So just be aware of that she does have weapon storage. But, I don't know, this is soft, and this is even softer than the slingshot, so be aware of that. So let's actually move the camera out so we can go on to Carrie Kelly. I'm going to say Mattel did an okay job with this figure. Out of the Dark Knight Returns figures that I have had the pleasure to deal with, I think Carrie Kelly is one of the weakest ones. Unfortunately, as much as I was looking forward to this figure, she does have a couple of glaring issues. My main issue comes with the head sculpt. On the back of the packaging, her head was much smaller. You could see her neck. The cape wasn't as thick. I don't know what happened from the time of prototype to the actual figure, but her head grew. So that's a little unfortunate. Another problem I do have with her is this block in her back. I know Mattel needs to put the cape somewhere, but that is just horrendous. You can see it's like sticks out so far that the cape doesn't even sit at a natural angle. It's always out like that. Yeah, you can say that this side curves inward, but just looking at it from a side, that's not the way it should be. I don't know why Mattel does this with female figures. I put this block for the cape, and then It just looks bad in my opinion. Another problem I have with Carrie Kelly are the glasses. They went with a solid green. There's no translucency in it. I would have liked to see some translucent glasses because you could still see her eyes in the graphic novel, so I don't know why Mattel went ahead and went this route. Overall, like I said, she's an okay figure. She's the weakest out of the Dark Knight Returns figures, and speaking of the Dark Knight Returns figures, let's actually get her pose. That block on her back makes it so much harder for her to stand, and there's really no getting around it. As you can see, I'm struggling to get her to stand properly. And she's not going to stand properly, so I'm just going to bring Batman out. Zooming the camera out, you can see that Batman is a much taller figure. We'll just rest her on the back of the backdrop. And that's the way it should be. Batman is elderly, he's in his older years. And yeah, this does look like it is in proper scale, so no complaints with the scale, and having Robin next to Batman, it does make the figure look a little better. Moving Batman off to the side so we can go on to Carrie's details. Like I said, the glaring issue I have with her is this head sculpt. It's so big, so wonky. You can see her neck is right there. I don't know why it's this big. Mattel just really drops the ball when it comes to head sculpts. They're either too small or too big, and it's becoming a glaring issue with a lot of their figures. You can see the R is nicely painted. The paint is really nice. I'm going to give it that. She does have a lot of good paint. So I can't say that it's an all bad figure. The paint is all nice. It's just aesthetically, it's not a really pleasing figure. I mean, just look how giant her fists are. I know the gloves are supposed to make her hands look bigger, but that is ridiculous. Moving the camera out, in terms of Carrie Kelly's articulation, she would have a ball-jointed head, but the way it's sculpted and the way it sits, it doesn't do anything. It hardly goes up and down. It does move left and right, no problem. Very, very little, if no, side-to-side movement. Arms, fairly well articulated. Go out, do a full 360. Cape is a really soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about it snagging. She bends at the elbow, spins at the elbow, spins at the wrist. No hinge. Nothing in the torso, but she does have a waist joint. Legs do go forward, back, and out pretty far. You do need an athletic Robin. She swivels at the thigh. Single jointed in the knee, and has an ankle hinge, which works really well. You can see just how nice that ankle is, and there might be some slight swivel in there. I don't want to really force it, but if it's there, it's there. If not, I'm not going to force it. But really nice joints. What I'm going to do now is pose Robin and move on to my final thoughts, so we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Robin posed for my final thoughts. Overall, like I said, she's just a really okay figure. She's not great, but at the same time, she's not a terrible figure. I will say that she could have more articulation. Armored Batman was pretty good, but for what she is, Mattel really has to step up their game. I've seen Marvel Legends figures that are about her size come with more articulation. So there's just no excuse on why Mattel can't give us that much articulation with this figure. Thankfully, I was able to find her at Target, and I picked her up for an astonishing $11. I don't know why Target put these guys on clearance, and I just went ahead and bought Carrie Kelly on clearance. I don't feel robbed that I bought her at full price, but if you did, and I can imagine that you would feel ripped off because she's not that impressive of a figure. She will look nice in your Dark Knight Returns collection, but other than that, I would say she's a pass unless you're trying to collect Doomsday. Although at the rate that Carrie Kelly is, I would really recommend getting Doomsday's leg loose, seeing as how she's not too great. I know I've said that a few times already, but that's just the way I feel. As much as I love Frank Miller's work, Batman was good, Superman was good. I am expecting good things from Mutant Leader. Armored Batman knocked it out of the park, but Carrie Kelly is just okay. She has her good things, but then she also has her bad things, so yeah, that's where I'm going to wrap up this review. So thank you for watching, guys. I'm King Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you think of Carrie Kelly. Do you think she's a pass? Do you think she's worth it? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, check out all my other DC Multiverse reviews. Check out all my other Batman, Superman, DC stuff, even my Marvel stuff. Go check that out. And this is King Dragons 5000 saying, I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. My dream